Have you ever pondered how the Lone Star State of Texas transitioned from an independent republic to a part of the United States? Let's rewind history a bit to the year 1836. The Republic of Texas had just been formed and its citizens were eager to join the United States, but it wasn't as simple as voting and joining the Union. The administrations of Andrew Jackson and Martin Van Buren turned a deaf ear to Texans' pleas for annexation. Meanwhile, across the pond, Great Britain was keen on keeping Texas independent, hoping to put a stop to the westward expansion of the United States. Quite the international chess game, wouldn't you say? Yet this British stance seemed to only fuel the fire of American desire for Texas annexation. After years of debate, both the Texas and US Congresses gave the green light to annexation in 1845. The path to annexation was complex, filled with international intrigue and domestic disputes, setting the stage for a significant chapter in American history. The annexation of Texas by the United States marked the beginning of a new era, but not without conflict. Following the Texan voters' clear preference for annexation as early as 1836, it was only in 1845 that both the Texas and US Congresses approved this move. The transfer of authority from the Republic to the state of Texas happened in 1846, a year filled with anticipation and uncertainty. One intriguing aspect of the annexation agreements was a stipulation that allowed Texas to maintain ownership of its public lands, a provision as unique as the Lone Star State itself. But the annexation did not occur without a hitch. In fact, it led to a significant dispute over the area nestled between the Rio Grande and the Nueces River, a disagreement that ultimately ignited the Mexican-American War. This conflict was not just a small skirmish, it was a war that would shape the future of North America. As the United States staked its claim on Texas, US troops made their way into Mexico in February 1847. The war was intense and at times brutal, yet by September of the same year, Winfield Scott, a name etched into the annals of American military history, captured Mexico City, marking a pivotal point in the war. The Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, signed on February 2, 1848, put an end to the Mexican-American War. In this treaty, Mexico not only relinquished its claim to Texas, but also ceded vast territories now encompassing parts of the U.S. states of New Mexico, Utah, Nevada, Arizona, California, and western Colorado. Texas, in its newfound might, initially claimed most of this additional area, but later gave it up in the Compromise of 1850, a decision that would shape the borders we recognize today. The annexation of Texas and the ensuing Mexican-American War drastically altered the landscape of the American Southwest. The Lone Star State's journey from a standalone republic to a pivotal part of the United States is a tale of ambition, conflict, and ultimately transformation. The American Civil War brought disruption and change to the state of Texas. With tensions running high, Texas seceded from the Union on the 28th of January, 1861, becoming the seventh state to join the Confederacy. Governor Sam Houston, however, was a staunch Unionist and vehemently opposed the secession. Despite his efforts to keep Texas in the Union, Houston was sidelined by the secessionist majority. Upon refusing to swear allegiance to the Confederacy, he was removed from office, marking a pivotal point in Texas history. During the war, Texans faced numerous challenges. They were not only fighting against the Union forces, but also defending their home front against attacks from Native Americans and Mexican encroachments. Federal gunboats patrolled the Gulf Coast, and invading soldiers were a constant threat. Despite these adversities, the federal forces were unable to penetrate far into Texas territory. It was in the midst of this turmoil that news of the Emancipation Proclamation reached Texas. On the 19th of June, 1865, over 2 years after President Abraham Lincoln had issued the proclamation, the enslaved people in Texas learned of their freedom. This significant moment was met with immediate celebration. The newly freed individuals rejoiced with prayer, feasting, song, and dance, marking the birth of a new tradition known as Juneteenth. Today, Juneteenth is a national holiday commemorating the end of slavery and celebrating African American culture and achievement. From the Republic of Texas to statehood, Texas has experienced a tumultuous and fascinating history. The state's journey from annexation through the Civil War and into the era of Juneteenth has had a profound impact, not only on the shape of the United States, but also on the course of world history. It's a narrative of struggle, resilience, and transformation that continues to resonate today. From the Republic of Texas to statehood, Texas has experienced a tumultuous and fascinating history, leaving an indelible impact on the United States and the world.